Alex, how are you, champ?
I'm well, thank you. Yes, how are you going?
Very good, thank you.
That's good. Hello, everyone.
I look forward to this Monday morning meeting with you.
Yeah.
At least we catch up once a week and get to talk about stuff we love. So,
absolutely, yeah. We did a test run before, so hopefully we got the volume right. So we hope you can hear us and we'll get going.
Well, Alex, we have had problems with the sound. Several people have complained that you haven't been able to hear us. Several people actually said that was a good thing. But anyway, we're working on improving it. So we've moved the location and we're trying to improve the sound. So hopefully it all works well today.
Yeah. So your number.
We're up first. So last week, Alex, we had the minor state snooker title. It's the event that ex-state champions can't get in, or the current state snooker champions. So all the people that are playing in the room have put in a lot of time and effort in and have just missed out, have an opportunity to play in another tournament. And we had a fantastic turnout. We had 24 players playing on the weekend, which is double what we had last year. And since Snooker S.A. has been running the event, it's our biggest field. So I was really pleased with the turnout.
Yeah.
And we had a fantastic day of snooker yesterday.
Yeah,
so,
I came in yesterday to have a bit of a hit, and I noticed all the action was going on, and young Daniel was smashing balls in, and he's loving it, wasn't he? He just gets down and whacks them in. It's great to watch, young Daniel.
Well, I think Daniel was one of the surprise packets of the day. Obviously a very good QS Australian 8-ball champion, so you know a lot about Daniel Stewart, but maybe he was inspired by Mikey winning the state snooker title, and he brought his cue out and he played exceptionally well on the weekend.
And he's made the semis?
Yeah, we're down to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
So the quarter-finals was Daniel Stewart played Graham Halligan, and he won 2-1 on the pink ball in the deciding frame.
And that's not handicap, is it?
No, it's all off scratch.
Yeah.
Then we had Frank Zhao playing John Quinlan. John Quinlan had been playing fantastic all day. He'd knocked in a couple of 50 breaks, got the highest break of the tournament, 56. And Frank Zhao got over him 2-1 in a very tight match. And Frank also one of our Championship League players, and he would have been one of the favourites at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
So he got over John in a tight match. Then we had Craig Hess was playing against, who did Craig play? Can't believe it, I'm losing it now. Now Craig played Rick Cox, and
nice.
Rick is new to our venue. He's been playing snooker for a while. You'd know him from Chalkers, and playing in the RSL League.
Yeah.
And he played a league in our league this season, and his experience definitely told on the weekend. So Rick also a surprise package, making it through to the semi-finals. And the fourth semi-finalist was Cole Conlon. He played Alex Wong in the quarterfinals. Alex is one of our junior players here in Adelaide in the room. He knocked out Matt Reilly, who was the #1 seed for the event, and Alex played exceptionally well, but he ran into Cole Conlon, and Cole, his experience showed through. So the semi-finals is Cole Conlon versus Frank Zhao, and Rick Cox versus Daniel Stewart, which is this Wednesday night from 7 p.m, which we will be streaming live.
And who do you predict will be the final, Phil?
Well, you put an on me now, Alex. We got the two unknowns in Rick versus Daniel. Daniel's got raw potting ability, and Rick has got a lot of experience on his side. I think Daniel may edge him in that match. And then in the second one, we got Cole Conlon, who lost in the semi-finals last year. Also made the final of the 6th red last year, so a very experienced player. But we've got Frank Zhao, another young player who puts a lot of time and energy in. So I'm tipping a Frank Zhao, Daniel Stewart final.
Wow, okay. And who would win out of that?
I'm going to go for Frank Zhao.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, Daniel obviously just needs to get that experience on the table. You know, I did watch him knocking some balls in, but then I was a bit surprised that he actually lost the frame, because if he played the way he was practicing, no one would touch him in the room, you know. Yeah, no, he's definitely a very good player, but maybe his lack of snooker exposure. But we'll find out on Wednesday night. Sounds interesting. Yeah. for sure.
And you also had some finals last week.
Yeah, well,
You were in one of them.
I was. We had our preliminary finals of the Super League. Chalkers Red was up against my team, the Bridge. Unfortunately, we went down. Some notable players that played awesome was Sawan Naker, obviously Australian player,
Very good player,
state player. Only played a handful of games for the year, but still played like he's playing every day. Played awesome. Yeah. Obviously, they've got a strong side with Jaden D'Amica, young Daniel again. So they're in the final on Saturday. That's being held at Empire at 3 o'clock, the main event. They're up against the Bar Studs, which is Empire's other side, Rolling Green. They put out Chalkers Black Dogs.
Yep.
So that's going to be a good final. You know, Chalkers Red up against the Bar Studs, and that again is at 3 o'clock. The bottom 8 section was between Chalkers Red the bottom 8 section was Chalkers Blues Brothers up against South Coast, and the Empire Enforcers up against Caruso 7. As it turns out, the South Coast ended up beating Chalkers Blues Brothers, and Empire Enforcers, led by Noah Cunningham,
yep,
and Andrew Dempsey leading the South Coast boys. So that'll be an interesting final as well, and that'll be at 12 o'clock. And of course, they're all handicapped, so them handicaps stay all the way through the finals as well. So that's going to make it nice and fair and even. So that should be interesting.
So even though it's handicapped, we've still got the traditional Chalkers Red Empire final, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been like that for a long time, hasn't it?
It sure has.
So it should be interesting.
Well, I'm sure Noah will also be spruiking up the plate finals this week. So we've got a lot of entertainment going on there this Saturday.
Well, the association, from the funds that have been raised by the players in our weekly fees, are putting on a big spread. There's subsidised drinks, there's food all day, presentation of the state singles, state doubles, all the events throughout the year will be on Saturday night. I think presentation starts at 6 o'clock, or pretty much when the second final finishes. Anyone that wants to come along, it's a $50 charge, which will include the subsidised drinks and the food for them as well. So partners, you want to bring a partner, you want to bring your friends, or you just want to come along and have a look and have a drink, well, you're all welcome. Just got to contact either Empire or Sawa, and we can get you in there.
And if you can't make it into Empire, is the match being streamed live?
Yes, Damien McLaughlin will be streaming the match through the Empire Bar and Pool page on YouTube.
And is both finals being streamed?
Yes, they'll both be streamed. So, and that's the great advantage of this the bottom 8 section playing on the same day. They get to experience the whole scenario.
It's just like they're playing in the grand final.
That's right.
Or they are playing in the grand final.
They are. Unfortunately, it's not the main event, not the main final, but they're still experiencing the pressure that comes with playing in the grand final. So it should be good.
And we'll have a big crowd there as well.
Hopefully, people get there early to watch both matches.
Yep.
I'd expect that around that 2 o'clock, people will start coming to watch the end of the first final. But still, should be good.
A few minutes ago, Alex, you put it on me, so I think I better put it on you. So who are your predictions to win this weekend? And I want an honest opinion, not a biased one. I know there's a couple of Empire teams in there.
Well, I think Chalkers Red have they got the stars. They're about a 14-point team up against Roland's team. They've got Aaron O'Boyle, James Brown. I seen them in there practicing last night. So they're a lower point side. So I reckon that Chalkers Red are probably going to have to give them about 7 or 8 frame start.
Yeah.
And saying that, their experience at nationals and playing in tournaments and winning events, I'd have to go with Chalkers Red, even though they're giving a big start. It's going to come down to Roland having a big day and winning at least 5 out of 6.
He can do that.
He can, but he's playing top players, playing Australian players, experienced players, and of course Roland's made state teams before and knows how to go deep into tournaments. So I still think Chalkers Red might slightly have it over him.
Yeah, so you got Chalkers Red, and what about the plate?
The plate, I think Noah is a great leader and really passionate about the game.
Yeah.
Up against the South Coast boys, again, I'd say that Noah's team would be giving a start, maybe 4 or 5 frame start.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that Noah's team would probably win that.
Okay.
So I'd say the Enforcers are going to win that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll
see how we
next
go.
week how we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, the last couple of weeks we've spoke a lot about snooker when it comes to my section, but one of the other sports that's played a lot in this venue, Alex, is billiards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dying art. It really doesn't have a lot of appeal to most people, but it's an amazing game, and the more you know about it, and the more you learn it, and the more you find out about it, it's a real beautiful game to learn. And we have lots of good players here in South Australia that play billiards. We have a league that runs on a Monday night, and we have a competition that runs on a Wednesday night, which anyone can go in. But the league has come to the finals tonight, so we've got the top 4 teams playing off in the final with some excellent players in all the teams. So in the first semi-final, we've got the team that finished top, which was the Baristas, and in there is Barry Jenner and Peter Udich. Peter Udich is the most successful billiards player in South Australian history, so that's not a bad player for Barry to have on his team. And he's going up against the Toywigs, and in that side has got Dennis Wignall and Gary Oxenham. Dennis Wignall is the current Australian Masters champion, so they also have a gun in their team.
Yeah.
Also, like your events, it's a handicapped event, which can go either way. I think the Baristas will edge that match there.
Yep.
And the other semi-final, we've got the Grasshoppers, which is Arthur Coronis and Nez Fernandez. Arthur, also a former state champion and runner-up this year, going up against the usuals, which is Chris Wignall and Tab Babiak. Tab Babiak, also the current state champion.
Yeah.
So on display in the semis, we've got 4 former and current state billiard champions and an Australian Masters champion.
Wow.
So I really can't predict who's going to win their matches. It's all handicapped. The handicap system's very, very tight.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting tonight. And they're so keen. They're enthusiasts. They love playing the sport.
Yeah.
And since I've been back involved in South Australian snooker, I have started to like billiards and watch it and understand it. So there'll be 2 great matches tonight in the finals.
And what time does that start tonight?
That's at 7:30 tonight.
7:30. So the semi-final, then the final straight after?
Semi-final tonight, because they play 270 up.
Oh, okay, right.
Which is handicapped, so that'll take generally anywhere between an hour and an hour and a half, and then you've got two matches. So we only have time to play the semi-finals, and the grand final will be next week.
Next week. Oh, cool. Yep.
And also midweek we had a championship finals as well, which is equivalent to our A-grade snooker. We had a couple of upsets there. We had Ray Farley, the defending champion and former state snooker champion, playing against Peter Udich. And I thought Ray would have won that match. Yeah, Peter played fantastic. He also made a couple of 50 breaks and got Ray 4-2. So Peter Udich has gone straight into the final.
Right.
And in the knockout semi-final, we had John Quinlan playing Phil Mizik. John, sensational snooker player, and Phil Mizik, known for his 8-ball skills, but also a fighter. And we had a shock 4-0 win to Phil Mizik.
Oh, wow.
Phil grounded out and played very well. So Phil is playing Ray this Thursday night in the semi to get through to play Peter Udich in the final. This is the 3rd year, and Ray Farley has won it 2 years in a row, so he's going for a 3-peat.
Right.
So he's got to get over Phil Mizik on Thursday night. But the way Phil's playing and his fighting skills, I would not be surprised if Phil Mizik caused a major upset and beat Ray Farley.
Wow. Okay.
If I had to bet, I'd be betting on Ray, but did not write Phil Mizik off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but it was a fantastic effort for Peter Udich to get into the final.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the individual events that we've got happening for this week. What about yourself? Any more 8-ball news? Or?
Well, we got the City of Adelaide Associations playing out of Empire on Tuesday and Wednesday nights.
Yep.
I think they're into their 3rd week now, and they're also doing a handicap system where normally they don't. And they're going with the Vegas League or the American
so you
style.
get a point for every ball you pot?
That's right. So 10
3
points
for
for a win, 10 points for a win, a point for every ball you pot. So they've got the handicaps worked out, and they're pretty close from what I've been seeing. I haven't got any part of the numbers, what their handicaps are, but the matches are always coming down to the last couple of frames. So it's pretty good that they've sorted that out. And of course, we have our weekly Vegas League running on the same format on the American 8-ball tables. It's a really good atmosphere down there. We've got like 12 teams playing out of there. We've got 13, but we've got the bye, so there's 12 teams there every week. And unfortunately, my team's not doing so well at the moment. I don't know what to do about that, but that's another problem.
Well, I think throughout Australia, the Vegas League is quite famous, and everyone knows about it. Winning team gets to go to Las Vegas.
That's right.
Plenty of stories that are still left in Las Vegas. I know from my experience, I always look forward to Thursday night playing in the Vegas League. It's a brilliant atmosphere.
Well, you've got to remember that the Mighty Ducks, they went over there and they actually won the team's event. That's a $10,000 first prize event, US dollars, and to win that is just absolutely outstanding.
To have a team from Adelaide to go over to Las Vegas and play against teams from all over America and the world.
That's right.
That's super. But in saying that, Alex, we've had lots of good results in Las Vegas. You've won events. Phil Jones has won events. JB's won events.
Yeah.
Peter Kennedy, John Lehman. Singles events.
Yeah.
And that's just the Adelaide boys. In the New South Wales and other teams have had results. But I think that's purely the fact that you run that Vegas League on a Thursday night exposes everyone to fantastic players, and it's hard competition to win.
Oh yeah, it is hard, and the way we do the finals all in one weekend. You just need to have a good weekend, and you're a big chance. So anyone's an opportunity of going to Vegas. Unfortunately, we don't know about travelling at the moment, and when that's going to change. But obviously, players are able to take the cash prize now that we're not knowing what's going on with the travel. So, but still, we enjoy the Thursday nights there and have a great time.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
On to our Thursday night comp, Alex. We got the handicap snooker, and we're playing all our finals at the moment. And this Thursday we've got 2 finals as well. We've got Chris and Bianca Jeffries. They're going up against Dennis Benz and Shannon, both all 4 from down north, which would know each other, all from the 8-ball scene down there. Chris and Bianca played in Snooker League this year, and I think Chris did it to help his daughter improve her 8-ball. And I'm actually been very shocked how good Bianca has played on the snooker table.
Yeah.
And they've done fantastic to make the final, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won this Thursday and made it into the final. And in the other semi-final, we've got Clyde Goddings and Derek Hill, and they're going up against Lee Cohen and Darren Simpson. And it's Darren and Lee came in the last spot, and they've won all their matches, and now they're 1 game away from playing in the grand final.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to them. Handicapped event this Thursday night.
Right. Yep.
So it's all happening here.
Well, as you can see, there's so much going on in pool. It's just great,
And if you think that's bad, do you know what's happening in November, Alex?
No, is there anything happening?
Just a little. I think with COVID-19 shortening the year, and we're just trying to cram everything in so we could complete it all. For the month of November, Snooker S.A. has an event on every weekend.
Wow.
And what about yourself?
Well, no, we got the Furphy Open.
Yeah.
But also the Darwin Open, which is in November 14-15. It's only, I think, about 64 players in that event. I'm going up there. Mikey's going, Sarwan's going, James Brown's going to go up there for a trip.
Fantastic prize, wouldn't it?
4,000 first prize, yeah, absolutely.
And looky, South Australia's in the bubble ice, man. Keep them Vicks out of there.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's sad about the Vicks not being able to get out of there, and I heard that there's no new cases there today, so that was great news for them. Hopefully they can get out of and start living their lives as normal. So
I think make the most. Why they're not in there, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'll let you know about our events that we've got coming up.
Sure.
So on the 7th of November, we got the South Australian 147 state title. That's a one-day event. People that haven't played 147, it's just a quicker version, timed event, and it's fast and furious. So we've got that happening on the 7th. On the 14th, we've got the state ladies snooker. That's a one-day event also. It'll be a round robin, knockout, and we'll be running the final the following Wednesday night.
Right.
Then the week after that, we've got on the Saturday, we've got the junior South Australian titles, which is under 13s and under 16s. That will be run under the 147 format as well. 21-minute frames, ball in hand as opposed to playing foul snookers. And then last but not least, we got on the 28th, we've got the South Australian 6 Red Snooker State title, which is also a one-day event. So the month of November is packed out.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to get involved, it's a really good opportunity to play some events here in Adelaide.
Well, it's a good time to be putting time in, isn't it? Because
it is. Getting some rewards.
You can practice and then play in the tournament, work on what you've been struggling with during the week, go to another comp, same thing again. By the end of it, you'll be
challenging for the world title
with
next
Ronnie
year.
O'Sullivan, maybe.
Well, the good thing is, by the end of November, we all should be hitting the ball quite sweetly.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no nationals this year to go to with the 8 ball, so but that's all right. We'll move on and keep hitting them balls.
Yeah, and there is lots of stuff happening in Adelaide for all these people that are missing out on travelling interstate.
For sure. All right. Well, I think that's about it, Phil.
Well, talk your ears off again, Alex. So it's always a pleasure. Anyway,
Thanks, mate.
thank you. Until next week. See you later.
See you, buddy.